The Greek mathematician Archimedes said, give me a lever long enough, as well as a fulcrum to put it on, and I can move the entire world. So the concept of a lever here is something that's was just playing on my mind just before, because I think a lot about exponential growth, because there's two categories of growth that we often think in terms of, and one's incremental growth, bit by bit, stage by stage, and the other's exponential growth, which is one taking a leap, but also 3 leaps happen out of that. 3 things change. And this is not some nice idea that you just read about in self-help books or whatever, or get inspired by. It's actually something you witness. If you pay attention, you can definitely see it in your own life, and in work like mine, you see it in other people's lives. They change one thing, they really take courage and take a leap in one thing, and that affects this thing and it affects that thing. So they take a leap in dating, and it affects their self-esteem in a big way, and it affects their courage in a big way, and suddenly a bunch of skills they felt like they didn't have, they actually have, because what was holding them back was not lack of knowledge, but lack of courage, and so they've enacted the courage. So it really starts to compound, and you get this exponential growth. And in business context, people often talk about this as leveraging success. Leverage being lever. So coming back to Archimedes' point about a lever that can create massive change. And I was thinking about that just before. My mind was kind of flowing across a few thoughts, and I love vehicles. I love engines. And I was thinking about how the gears in a vehicle, the gears in your car, are actually a set of levers. People often forget that. It's like this cylinder with a set of levers attached, so that's how you've got that look on the gear. And that meshes with other gears, which are other cylinders essentially with levers. And those levers push against the other levers, and what ends up happening is you've got this small set of levers that create this exponential increase in energy through the series of levers, to the point where you've got a massive semi-trailer truck driving down the road. If you were to open up the gearbox of the truck, there'd be some pretty small levers in there that are quite vital. they're small. Like, you think about it, I haven't actually looked at a truck engine, so I'm talking a bit out of my space here. I'm familiar with motorcycle engines, and to some degree some car engines. The levers are pretty small, but I can guarantee they'll be relatively small for what you see in the end. This massive truck driving down the road, trying to stick to the speed limit, and no doubt capable of doing double the speed limit. So it's quite incredible. So thinking about what in your life are the points of leverage, what creates exponential growth. That's why I often bring it back to these quite simple things around mindset and courage and just taking a leap. I like the word leap as opposed to action. You leap out there into something. You step into something. Partly it's because it's not a cognitive behavioural concept fundamentally. It's this deep concept of you do it from your gut. And I'll see if I can show you this little creepy crawly. Anyway, just caught my attention. So thinking about leveraging, thinking about what it is in you that are the kind of leverage points, the lever points where you really take leaps. And again, this is not some sort of just pick me up inspiring idea. I really mean it. Maybe reflecting for the next sort of 10 minutes on what it is that kind of you do and what you've done in the past that's led to those kind of leaps, and maybe how you can just do more of that. Maybe how you can learn from your own experience on that. Okay, have a good afternoon.